Um, yeah. So hello everyone. Good morning and good evening. So let's start the session. So sorry, yesterday I stopped in middle because there's some problem with my Zoom account. So I had stopped that in middle. So now let's continue where we have stopped. Okay. I think very less people join. Yeah, that's fine. So actually, where we stopped last class, actually we were discussing about this setup, right? I think let me open an image. This one, yeah. So we are discussing this part, and component is ready, action is done. Reducer, I think we are in reducer. Okay, yeah, see here. So we have taken a default state like loading customers and error message, and so initial state I have taken, and then so customer action that load customer. So this action, it doesn't take any properties. Okay, so that's why I just taken only state, and it just makes state to true, just for loading true, comma, on another action. So customer actions dot load customer success. So when the customer load success happen, you're gonna receive, you're gonna receive, 1 second, people are joining. You're gonna receive state and some props are there, because once loading successful, you receive back the list of customers, right? Customer array. So let me get that. So I think it will be like a property like this one, customers. Yeah. So return. So how you gonna modify the status? Dot 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 state, comma, loading. So once you release, I mean, once you receive the data from the server, so make loading to stop. Okay, so the spinners to stop. So loading false. And meanwhile, so whatever the customer you receive from server, this is the data you receive from server when this action is triggered. So this data I want to put it in the NGRX store. So in NGRX store, I've already taken the variable called customers with empty array. So that I'm gonna fill with customers. So I'll just say customers with the data called customers. Okay, that's for success. And one more action required on on customer actions for failure. So customer action dot load customer failure. So when failure happens, load customer failure. So when the failure happens, so you're gonna receive the existing state as well as something called error. Okay, because we have defined this action to receive the error as a string format. So we receive the error, and this error I'm going to put it in the local NGRX store with the variable called error message. So what I do is, so let's say return dot 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 state, and also um, loading this false. If you get the error, just stop the loading process, and also the error message. Come on, error message. Not getting, yeah, error message will be the error. Okay, so like three actions we have. So one is to just load customer, which is just to start the spinner, and customer success. Once you receive data from server, so it stop the spinner and it receives data and put in the local NGRX store. And also once you receive failure, I mean, once you can't able to receive data from server due to some exception, you receive the error. That error also I put it in the my NGRX store. So total three variables you can see here, and loading for the spinner, and this is for the data, this is for the error message. Fine. So now as per the diagram, where is diagram? Yeah, component ready, action ready, reducer ready, state also ready. I think you can see here. I think, yeah, here inspect, inspect. If you go to Redux, yep. If we see raw state, yeah. So state also ready with some empty data. That's fine. So one last thing is, yeah, reducer already configured to state, and this part is done. See, component action, everything done, but we didn't connect the action with the component. That's fine. So this all setup is done, but only one thing is service also done, server also ready. Only thing is effect. So this effects is having connection with your action and also the services. Okay, so based on certain action is going to call a service, and once you receive data, it will call the action called success. Once you get some error, it will call the action call um, failure. Okay, so fx is little different, it's a little tricky fx logic. So let's see the fx. Let me open app components. I think not the fx, customer fx. Yep, um here customer fx actions is there. Okay, inject all the actions, and also see fx is having connection with the service. See, as per the diagram, fx are having connection with service. So service, uh, simple man. Previously, we used to inject the service to component. Now we used to inject the service to fx. Okay, that's a simple change. Previously, we used to inject services to the component, but when NGRX setup is there, you need to inject this to the fx. So let's start with that. So comma, I write private customer service. Okay, customer service of type customer service. Okay, and let me call a different action. So let me import actions as well. So import star as customer actions from dollar slash components slash customer slash action slash customer actions. Okay, do we need reducer here? I think no. Okay, so now here you have to create something called an effect. So how to create an effect in NGRX is with some annotation called at effect. Okay, so this indicates that it is an effect of NGRX effect. It's not a simple method or something. It is just it is a special method called effect. Okay, so here you have to write a method which is exactly same as your action load customer. Okay, so you have to write, remember always, fx name. I think as per the documentation, if you see documentation also it is there. I think in the notes, if you see, yeah, effect name, action name, service function should have a same name. Okay, action load customers, effect load customers, service also load customer. It must be a same name. Okay, so action I have what, load customers. So same method I have to create in fx. So load customers, public load customers, this one. uh, so inside I have to return a function. um, I think not a function. I think it will be return of type actions, this dot actions dot mm, customer actions. No, I waited. Something is, it's something tricky. um One second. Yeah, let me check the previous example. Previous batch. A little tricky, as I said. I think, yeah, morning batch. It is will be like this. I'll explain how it is. Um, action dot pipe. Okay, okay, okay. You have to say return this dot actions dot pipe. So inside of type. So what is the type of action you're going to trigger? Okay, so that is my uh, customer actions dot load customer. So this is my action. So when this action is triggered, there is another parameter, something called merge map. This will map all actions to the service. So merge map. So this will call. So this time, see, actually when you call this action, this is gonna call internally the service specific function for load customer to fetch data. Okay. So this dot customer service dot load customers. Okay, so this is the function. So once you receive, see, once you call this service customer service dot load customers, so this is going to return me the array of customers. So this function is going to return me the array of customers. So those customers you have to catch. How is dot pipe inside? You can write this pipe here. Uh, one minute, load customers dot pipe. Inside you will receive all the list of customers, right? You will receive all the customers, and these customers I need to send to another action, that is customer actions dot load customer success and provided the data. So my customers, okay, and comma. There is something called I think something missing. I think something wrong I made. It is little tricky actually. Pipe. I think in this you have to do a map. Map. Yeah, you receive all the customers, and those customers you're gonna call this dot no customer actions dot load customer success provided the data called customers. Okay, and then this is map no comma catch error, and you will receive the error if something went wrong. So this you have to say of customer actions dot load customer failure provided the error. I think now that's fine. Okay, so entire story like this. Yeah, let me explain what actually happening over here. I think you need to make it. Okay, see here. So condition will be your action name, the action, the original action, and the effect name should be same. Okay, so because this is for this one. Okay, so when here what I'm doing is this dot actions dot pipe. So all the actions in the entire application gets injected to this customer fx. Okay, fx. So in that actions I'm just checking of type load customer. If it is load customers action, then what I'm doing is there is something called merge map. Actually there are two things are there, merge map and one more is concat map. So merge map mostly we use for get requests, so concat map we use for post, put and delete. Okay, so when you fetch data from server, it's a merge map, and for put to delete request and all, because load customers they get request no. Yeah, for get request we use a function called merge map. Okay, so here this dot customer service dot load customer, so this is my actual service call. See, when you see the diagram, so in fx it is going to call a service. This fx, it's actually you call an action same name also there for fx, so it's going to internally connected to fx. So fx is going to call a service to get data, and as soon as you receive data, it can be a successful data or it can be an error. If it is successful data, it's called another action called success action. If it receives an error, it's going to call the error specific action. That's what it is here. Once you call this service call, so you receive all the customers. So in this map function you receive all the customers from here, because load customers is giving you a list of customers. So those customers you're going to get in this function, and those customers I'm going to putting inside of success. Okay, so once you receive data means what, you're gonna call another action called successful action. You send the customers what you receive from this load customers that I'm sending to this success. So what this success will do, it will take all the customers as per the reducer. Customers will receive all the customers. I mean the successful action will receive all the customers, and those customers I put it in the state, and this customers only we have a data, the real data which you want to show in the component. Okay, and if you have any error, this is a function called catch error. So inside you receive the error from this particular uh, call, service call, and then I'm calling what, failure with the error, because failure action is going to take some error of type string format. So that's what I'm calling with an error. Okay, this is how fx looks like. Okay, so now it's everything is done. Okay, so we made component action, reducer, service effect, everything is done. But only thing is we have to trigger an action from the component to fetch data from the store. So what is left out is from this particular component, I have to dispatch an action to fetch data from the server. So FX will connect to service and get the data, and that data you put it in the reducer. With reducer, it will put it in the store, and then you have to get data from the store. So only thing left out is dispatch an action, get data from the store. As soon as you dispatch, you'll get everything done internally. You receive data in the store that I have to get it in the component, connect to the view. Okay, now let me dispatch an action from my component. So let's go directly to the component, um, components, customers, um, customer components. Yep, here let me inject the store of type store. This is of type state, the global state here, because if you can see here, this is the global one. And where is my component? Yeah, here. So as soon as my component has been loaded, I have to dispatch an action. Okay, so this dot, generally what you do previously, you inject the service and you do service dot something when the application, when the component is loaded. But actually what is now, you have to get the store and you have to dispatch the store to get data. Okay, because store is internally connected to the service and all. So let's say this dot store dot dispatch an action, and let me import all actions. Import star as customer actions from dot slash customer slash, I think it's here only, no, I think dot slash action slash customer actions. Okay, in a local folder of components folder. Yeah, so what you do is customer actions dot function call load customers. So the moment I call this action, effect is also configured with this action with the same name. So this will track data and keep it in the store. So now as soon as you call this particular dispatch, so let's check in my store, am I filled with data or not? You can go here, see, as soon as you load the component, is gonna trigger an action. See, load customer action has triggered and load customer success also triggered, because first this one and later this action immediately, because you receive data from server also, na? So that's why this action success. So success means you receive data from there. And if you can see the raw data, see, customers is filled with full of data. If you see something called uh, see, yeah, see, customers is having a full data. If you see the chart information, see, if you see the chart format, customer is the key which contains loading customers error message. So three things we have, no, in reducer. You see loading customers error message. So all are just empty earlier. When you see the initialized, when you see initializer, okay, I have okay, when you initialize, data is just empty, false empty array, and this one. So when this action is triggered, data is filled with something. So loading is false. Okay, and when you see load customer, loading will be array, loading will be true. Loading customer, this is true. Success, loading will become false. They stop the spinner, and customers having full of data. Almost how many records? 21, 21. Na? Start from 0. So 22, 22 objects has come from server. Okay, so now your state is filled with data. So this data I have to receive from the store. See here, as per diagram, your state is filled with data. So now what you do in the component, you get data from the store using selector and put it to the view to display. Okay, because data is now in NGRX store. So how to receive data? So go to component. How to receive data is, I'll say here, dispatch an action action to load customers from server. Okay, and then get uh, customers data from NGRX store. Okay, so let me store the data with some local variable. So public customers of type I customer array. Okay, and then I just take some um, error message of type string, and I also take the loading flag. So loading with boolean. Done. So now let me get all this data and put it in this local variable. So how to get data? This dot store dot pipe. You have to do a select with the feature key. So how to get the feature key? You need to import the reducer, because feature key inside reducer. Import star as customer reducer from dot slash customer slash reducer slash. I think it's here only, na? Reducer is here only, na? Dot slash reducer slash customer reducer, because component only. Yeah. So select customer reducer dot customer feature key. Okay. So dot subscribe to the store. Then you receive the real state from the store. You should just say state, and this say this dot customers is equal to state dot customers. Okay, and this dot error message is equal to state dot error message. Okay, and also this dot loading is equal to state dot loading. Right. So I have received everything from the store, the required data. Fine. Now this customers, let me display on my HTML. Here let me bind. See now where we receive data in the component. Let me bind the data to view. Binding, we know binding, right? Let me go to HTML. As of now, just make a pre tag expression. So customers of type JSON filter. Okay, so when you see that the same customers data, you're going to receive here. See, you have received now the whole data. So this much story you have to do in NGRX with Angular to fetch data, and this is the realist as per the real-time standard. This is the way to fetch data. Okay, fine. And so even when we are developing the e-commerce application, every action, every example, every event we do with NGRX only. Okay, that's it take much time, actually more than 10 days will take to develop the whole application. Yeah, so yeah, it's done, and once it is done you can just fetch data and display. I mean, this data you have to display here, right? Actually, we have displayed this data a long time, right? Same data display in a card format and all. I mean, table format and all. So can't we get that data? Only confirmation is we receive data. That's fine. And display and all, we already done that. Let me grab the code from any other application. I think in code fundamentals. I think our evening batch I'll get fundamentals. This code we have seen somewhere in the contact tab. SRC app components contact list, I guess. HTML. Yep, this is the way you have to display table danger and all. Yep, fine. And that's it. Oh, simple. Copy that. So let me do one thing. Container row single column. So p dot h3 customer customer customers information. Okay, let's say p dot lead lorem 30 tab, and what is the color format? um Table, I think no color format. That's fine. So let's say text danger reddish color. Let me give some margin top 3. Okay, and below this I write another row. Let's make some margin top 3, one column. In that I'll make a table. Let me grab the whole table data. See, till now we got up to here. This is the one, and below that we have display data, but not contact name, email, and all. Na? I supposed to get the picture and all, but where picture and all not there? Oh, okay. I think that's not a contact tab then. Something else is there. I think somewhere in services HTTP or yeah, let's see. SRC app components employee list, I guess. Let's see. And when I open this, yeah, photo, name, image. Yes, correct. This is the data. So let me grab the whole story. Oh, it's already there, employee list and all. Okay. Let me grab only the table. Table copy. Let's paste it here. Okay, but it's not actually employees. So let's make it as customers. And this name I'll just replace employee. I'm going to replace with customer. Okay, so name must be a customer. I think that's fine. Let's check it out. I got data from the server. Super. You receive data from the server. And also let's make some color change. Table danger. Match with the red color. Okay, fine. And also how you display the spinner, correct? Because we have taken a we have taken actually where is component? Yeah, we have taken a loading flag, right? So if loading flag is true, display the spinner. I want to display a nice spinner. So how I get the spinner is you can actually get some JPG file from, I mean, GIF file from Google. Let's say spinner JF file. You can make a spinner by yourself. I think just go to images. Yeah, transparent background. This is one spinner. This is one spinner like that. Let me check. Is it spinning? It's not spinning. This one. Okay, this is spinning. This is also spinning. Okay, this is fine. Or anything you can select. See, this is also nice. Super, no? But we don't wait this much time, no? Okay, so let's take this. Right click, copy image. Sorry, save image as spinner .jf in my home page. Where is the spinner? Yeah, here it is. Copy. Let me keep it in the assets, images, paste the spinner. Okay. So how I write a logic in my HTML is go to the HTML. If some loading flag is there, okay. So let's add one division with yeah. Let me write for loading spinner. So let's say star ngif loading. Then I display one image data. I think dot slash asset slash image slash spinner.jf and with a class called display. I think display block. D block is not there. Display block margin auto. Anything else? Yeah, let me give some alter. Nothing. Okay. First, let's see how it looks without condition, and then we'll confirm with the. Yeah, it will display. Oh, this much bigger. I don't want this much bigger. Let's small one. Okay, I'll say width some. Oh, this much. let's say 200, and the height also 200. So yeah, you get the small spinner. Okay, so what I do is, actually instead of this one, we have a nice spinner in my application. Wait. The previous batch, I have a nice spinner because in my when I'm developing the e-commerce, right, I put a nice spinner. One second. I think in Angular code, NGRX, yeah, Brains card application. Yeah, here you can find it. I think in the client SRC app, no, assets, images, there is a spinner. Yeah, this is the one. Nice copy. So let me go to the images. Yeah, here I let me delete this guy. Keep that one. Delete. And let me keep the new spinner. Same name. Okay, so this spinner looks this way. Okay, and so let's check how it is. In place of this one, refresh. Array, what man? New spinner. Same the spinner. How come I cut the code now? No data. I keep the code. Yeah, this spinner, but don't give width and height. That's already small one. Yeah, this is the one. Okay. So what to do? Yeah, let's make a condition here. So star ng if loading. Okay, if loading displays spinner, and if not loading, star ng if not loading, not loading, and and customers, yeah, customers dot length is greater than 0. Okay, now check. When you refresh, yeah, you get the spinner for some 1 second and gone, right? Yeah, if you want to really understand, if you don't want to refresh, you can just make a button to get data. Then you get the spinner and all. Can we do one thing? Instead of doing all this, can you make a simple button here? Button tag, the class called btn, btn minus success. Okay, let's say btn minus danger and btn minus sm. Let's say get customers. Okay, one button. I'll say click events, get customers, get customers method. So I need to dispatch an action when I make this function. So go to the components below this. So public get customers method. So inside I'm going to dispatch an action. So not dispatch when the page loads, dispatch when you click on the button. So that way you can check actually the spinner, because I don't want to refresh every time. So let's check. No data. When I click on the button, it's become very faster. Yeah, see, spinner is coming, right? Yeah, how many times I click? Yes, that's way. Because very faster, so you can't see the spinner immediately. But that's fine, it's coming. Okay. So this is how you fetch data from the server um, and put it in the a local. Fine. So with the same example, we are going to develop something complex one. What is that complex example is, we have already discussed an application called GitHub profile search. Correct, no? GitHub profile search. So the same GitHub profile search application we are going to develop using NGRX. Okay, same GitHub profile search application we're going to develop with NGRX. So here there are multiple what multiple components are there now. GitHub profile search. So let me tell you. I think workspace, evening batch, NGR, not fundamentals, GitHub profile search, SRC app components. Yeah, these many things are there. GitHub app, GitHub profile, GitHub profile card. Yeah, these many components. Let's keep all the list of components because we're gonna make the same components as well in our application. So that way, and here, and also here. Okay, so GitHub app, profile, card, details, and repos. So if you can see the diagram, I think we had taken the diagram, right? In the notes, yeah, this is the diagram. Okay, this is the diagram. So with all this setup, and architecture diagram is this one. Yeah, GitHub app, you'll do a search, you display profile with the card and all. So let's make the same story with um, NGRX setup. Okay, so let me take a backup of this application. Let me stop this. Stop. Okay, and let me take a backup. So src angular.json package.json. I think this is enough. Copy. Image and all is there in src only. Spinner and all. So copy. Um, go to Angular NGRX evening batch. Yeah, let's create. I think here only fetch data from HTTP because I made yesterday half of the code. Let's make the full code here. Okay, it's done. So now let's start with the GitHub profile search. But before that, let me take everything back to original. So src app, I don't need components, effects, models, reducer services, not required. Delete. Okay, and component.html, I don't need this app customer, delete. And also app module, I don't need anything here up to here, not required. No customers component and no. Array, client module I removed. Okay, let's make the client module. Client module should be there. Remaining things you remove. Store effects, everything you remove. Fine. So it's a very basic app module and default app component and no components listed out here. Yeah, notes and all same only, but little change is GitHub with NGRX. Okay, and let me grab the images also. I'll keep it here so you'll have a better understanding of the GitHub images and also the NGRX images. So I kept NGRX images as this, NGRX effects flow and all, but GitHub images you can fetch from the existing GitHub profile search, SRC, notes. Yeah, these two images also you'll keep it. Copy that, paste it here. Okay, so with this you have a clear understanding even how to interact with multiple components even with the NGRX because till now we discuss NGRX with only one component, right? Yeah, previously we discussed NGRX with local data. Now NGRX with server data, but hardly one component. So now thing is how to get data from one component to other and how to pass and all. Let's do that story now. Okay, multiple components which receive data. Okay. So notes, you have to modify the notes. But what was the notes earlier for GitHub? This is for display spinner. I think notes is not there. Huh? Only display spinner notes is there. Yeah. So last time we discussed NGX spinner library, but instead of using that much library, we can just use normal image also to do that. Okay. So I just use my own spinner. Not this much bigger library, not required. Anyway, this way we see already. Yep. Let's keep this also in the notes. Where is notes? Here. Okay, create components. Yeah, let me talk about this setup. So what components are required is these are the components. GitHub profile search. Yeah. GitHub app profile card details and repos components. So Let's create them with the command called NGGC, and one service, that is GitHub service, GitHub service. So NGGS GitHub, and one model. Okay, okay. I think we have not taken a model, right, earlier, because we received data, two things actually. We received two objects. Profile data, you receive an object, and repos will be an array, right? I think last time we had not taken any model. SRC app models. Oh, we have taken a profile. Oh, super. We have taken a profile also. Okay, okay, got it. So let's do the same here. Let's say I profile dot ts1 model, and also one more is I repos is also one model. Okay, fine. And then install libraries is common, and this is this is shortcut command. Anyway, we don't need that. So next, schematics add is required, and store effects actions reducer. So store is same. Effect is not customer. Let's start with GitHub effect, GitHub, and you need to add for root in app module after you do this line. Next, actions. It's a GitHub action. So GitHub. I'm doing wrong spelling. And this also GitHub. Okay, so GitHub reducer, GitHub action, and also effects. Yeah, this story same, but not load customer. Actually, you have two actions, two kind of action, because previous example what load customers only one thing, just load customer. But here what you have to load profile data, and you also get repository data. So two actions, and each action is a combination of three. Okay, so 3 plus 3, 6 actions required. Profile with 3, because success failure also there, no? So profile 3, repos 3. So 3, 6 total. So load profile, and also load repos. Okay, and same story, you make it here and you make it here. Done. Okay, so now let's start with the real application. We have to first create components, services, model, and NGRX. Okay. I just only fetch data from there, and then the real display and all we'll get from the previous application. Okay. So don't expect the complete line by line from scratch. Okay, because we already done that application, right? So wherever code required, I'll get from the previous application. Okay. So mostly I'll focus on NGRX part. Okay. So mostly I create one directory for components, and I create another directory for services. Spelling wrong. Services, and we need another one for models. Okay, so let's create the components. Open terminal. So what component? Same name I'll give, because I have to use the same code from the previous application. So NGGC space enter, and next one profile. Yeah, NGGC space next profile card, and profile details. Lastly, repos. Yeah, NGGC repos paste. And next we have to create a services. Create a services. Let me grab the notes outside. Okay, notes. Let me grab it. Keep it outside. Okay, this one. Can we change the language to JavaScript or something? No colorful. Huh. So service. So here cd space dot dot cd space services. Yeah, in services folder you have to type it. So nggs github service. Done. Next what? Models. Anyway, I'll just get the model from the previous setup. These two model, iProfile and repository. Let me grab it and keep in the models folder. Yeah. So we have a profile object and also repository object. Okay. I think that time we have taken a lot of time and we made it right. Fine. Actually, this is the perfect approach because you supposed to have a data format. Fine. So components ready, everything ready. Let's start with NGRX. So you have to install all this: store, DevTools, FX, schematics. We have already done the this setup in a previous example only because I have taken a same code. So when you see my package.json, you have everything already. So you have FX is there, store is there, DevTools is there, and also something called where was that? NGRX. Yeah, schematics also there. Okay. So fine. So we have done already this part. First, only just let add only this part. Copy. I go to the fresh terminal because in the root folder. Paste it. If you don't have, you have to install again from scratch. Okay. So this thing you have to install from scratch. Come on. Manage stop it. Okay, it's done. Next, yeah, we have to install. We have to create a setup for store FX and all. Let me copy this line. So make sure anything is proper. Yeah, copy, paste it, enter. It's done. So once it is done, we are pretty sure that it will configure the store for us. So for our example, am I start the server? I think I stopped the server. Yeah, let me start it. So because I have to check is that empty store is initialized or not. Wait. Because yesterday also we got some error, right? When we when we wait when we did this line, we have to change to for root. So it was showing some error. So we have restarted. So we'll do restart after this line. Better. Yeah, let me do the FX as well. Copy. Go to root location. Let me paste it. Enter. Yes. Yes. Okay, and then let me change to for root. I think in the app module, uh, go to app module. Yeah, it must be for root. Okay, just follow documentation, and then we have to create what schematics and actions and reducer. Before I start with, or else will execute not directly. Then what's the question? Yeah, execute directly. So anyway, we know that it will create. Let me go to the components folder also. Components. Yeah, right click, open terminal. Let's execute for action and all. Let me copy this, paste it. Y, Y. Next, reducer. So two reducers done. Okay, then now let's me start the actual server of Angular. Sorry. Okay, so application started. Let me check the store initialize with the Redux. Yes, store fx initialize, and we got some raw data as this empty state. Let me also configure the reducer over here. So go to reduce, no, go to, yes, the root level state. Here, let me import the reducer. So import star as reducer from dot slash component slash reducer slash GitHub reducer. Let me attach the feature key and reducer. So GitHub reducer dot GitHub feature key value will be GitHub reducer dot reducer. No, sorry, it's set here and here reducer. So here GitHub reducer dot GitHub feature key value will be GitHub reducer dot reducer. Okay. So once you have done this setup, let's check, are we getting that GitHub feature key or not? Yeah, we get the GitHub feature key and empty data. That's fine. Okay, so now let's start with the application setup. So what we do is first let me start with the design. The basic only few amount of design I'll do, not the whole thing. So first let's start with components. GitHub app. Let me first configure GitHub app to with the app component, and here uh, GitHub search, GitHub search app with NGRX. Okay, let's say Angular GitHub search app with NGRX. Where is Angular word? Yeah, fine. So below this, let me configure the app, GitHub app. That's a root level app. Okay. So in this, let me write first the searching and all. Let me write the, how the code look, how the design looks like. Design looks like this one. Yep. GitHub profile search and one search button here. Okay. Um, Go to HTML. Let's add one container, one row, single column. Let's say p.h3 GitHub profile search, and then p.lead. Let's say lorem30 tab, and also um, below that, what is there? Below that you have a search button. I think it's a form. So I think in the next row, single column, let's take a form. So form contains one text box. Let's say input type is equal to text with a class called form control. Let's make the placeholder. Just say GitHub username. Okay, and then another division. Let's make a button. Input type is equal to submit. Let me give the class call form inline, and I think give some size little bit, size around some 40. So check it out. GitHub profile search. That's fine, but here something missing. Margin top 3. Color text danger, and I think here also let's make a button to be BTN minus danger. This already is color. Fine, and so you have to search for something, and I think 40 too much. 30 is fine. Yeah, so you type something and click on a search. The moment I click on search, I have to dispatch an action, and that deal with FX to fetch data from the server, keep in the store, and from store I receive and display here. Okay, so first let me bind my user data with the component. So to bind this two-way the binding, you need to have a forms module. So in the app module, you need to check, do we have forms module? Yes, we have a forms module, so that's fine. So we can start using ng model for this one. So what I do is here I'll just take public GitHub username of type string. Okay, is equal to empty string. Okay, and so this I have to bind it to the HTML. Copy this, go to HTML. I just say name is the same name, and ng model GitHub username. It is binded, and when I click on submit of the form, it has to do a search. So I need to do a submit function. Submit. This says submit search user. Okay. So when I call this, inside you have to dispatch an action. Let me copy this. Go here. Let's make it public. Paste it. Yeah, here. So here you have to pass this username to the action to do the data search from the server. Okay, first let me check, is it really bind or not. I think in HTML somewhere you write a pre-tag or something, you check. GitHub username, just normal text. So yeah, it's binded, that's fine. So now what to do when you submit the form, this is the method. Yeah, in this method you have to generally what happened previous example, we used to have a injector. We have to inject the service, and we will call the service function call from this method, and it will get data and keep in the local only. But now change with NGRX. So you have to dispatch an action to get data, keep in the store, and get data from the store and display here. Okay. So what I do is let me start with action. So when you dispatch an action here, you have to provide the username, because with username only is going to do a search. So your action should contains username. Okay. So go to actions, GitHub actions. I have load GitHub's, not that one. Let's say get profile data. Okay, it's my own function name. So get profile data. So while fetching profile data, you need to first provide the username, right, as a props. So let's say the props. Previously, load customer, we don't have provide any props, but here, particular user, you have to fetch the profile data. So you must have to provide the props. Okay, and how to provide props is here. Let's say something called. I think just give a same name, na. Why confuse and copy the same name? This is of type string. You need to provide this props for that. Okay, and this one, get profile data success. And once you receive the profile data successful, what you receive back, you receive the profile of type I profile, correct? Because you're going to receive a profile object, that's my I profile. And if some error happen, copy this, if there is some error happen, so what I do, just error of type string you have. Okay, so three set of actions, and this is just for profile data, for a profile data, and we also need the repository data, right? So why can't you copy this and paste it? So for repos data, so get repos data, and here also repos. So you have to provide the username also for this repos to find, and so get repos data success. Get repos data success. You receive back what? You receive back an array of repos. So repos will be I repos I repository array. Yeah, we have taken a name called repository. Okay, array, and same story for failure. Let's make only the error type string only. Fine. So we did this action successful. Six actions. Fine. And let's make a reducer for this. Okay, if you can see the diagram. Where is the diagram? FX. Yeah, action ready reducer. So go to the reducer, my reducers, GitHub reducer. Here I need to catch hold of something. Yeah, I need loading and error message common. Loading is boolean and error message of type string. That's fine. And also along with that, what is the data you fetch? First, you receive the GitHub username. Okay, so you keep the GitHub username to whom you are gonna search. That is of type string, and you will receive back from server is profile. So just say GitHub profile. Okay, just give the name called GitHub profile of type what? I profile. Okay, and also you get the GitHub repos of type I repository array. Perfect. This is your data, your username you search, you get the profile data, you get the repos data, along with that loading flag for spinner and error message if something went wrong. And this is your state declaration. Let's make initial state. Initial state will be with the same data, but loading was slag false, and error message is empty string. GitHub username empty string, and I profile just take the null. I profile only refers to a type, but being is a value. Oh, sorry. I profile I profile null, and repository just an empty array. Okay, fine. So we have initial data. Let me. You can also cross check in your application with the Redux debugger. So inspect Redux raw data state. See, your data has been empty data. So this has to full when you do a function call and all. Yeah. So now let's call action. So on import actions. Multiple actions are there. No, we have to import it. Import star as GitHub actions. GitHub actions. GitHub actions from dot slash action slash GitHub actions. Okay. So here what you do is GitHub actions dot uh, GitHub actions dot get profile data, correct, and it's having a function. This will take the state along with something. That's my GitHub username, because this action is having a property called GitHub username it will receive. Okay, so that I want to put it to the my local NGRX store with GitHub username. So return the state dot keep us existing state values and make the loading flag to be true. Okay, just like load customer, and also keep the GitHub username with my the provided GitHub username. That's fine. This is for profile data just call, and successful and failure. Let me just Copy this, comma, paste it. So get profile data successful. If it is successful, you receive back what? You get the profile data, and that profile I'm gonna put it to my local profile. Profile is profile. Okay, and also let me just copy that. And for failure, so get profile data failure, you receive an error, and that error I'll put it to the error message with the error. Okay, fine. So we made three actions. So let's make it a comment here for GitHub file data. So let's make the same actions for same kind of actions even for repos data. So this is for repos data. The function called get repos data, same story, and get repos successful. So if get repos successful, what you receive what repos, and that repos I put it in the local. It's not profile, dude. It's a GitHub profile. So don't do a spelling mistake. It's a GitHub profile. Okay. And repos will be not just repos. The name is GitHub repos. Copy. So you receive the repos and put it in the GitHub repos with repos. Okay. And lastly, get repos data failure, and just make the error with loading. Loading is something wrong I made. Here loading true, successful loading false, failure also loading false, and get repos data true, success false, error also false. Okay. And I think repos data fine, GitHub username fine, failure error, success profile, right? Success profile, yeah, GitHub username. Yeah, it's fine. So we are done with a reducer. Okay, all set of reducers things we have done, and what? Yeah. So we finished with action reducer. So sure, already there. Yeah. Start with effects. Before I start with effects, we need to we need to have a service also. Correct. So can we do one thing? Can we grab the service directly from there, previous application, because we already done the service part, no? App services. Yeah, this is a GitHub service. Let me grab the entire story. So GitHub search profile and all this. Let me grab the same story, constructor to the handle function, everything, because I had written same service. So let me grab the same service here in my services folder. So go to services, GitHub service, paste here. Okay, you get some lot of errors. HTTP client we have to import, observable. Can't we get the import statements as well? Copy that, paste it. Okay. I think everything is fine, but one problem is we don't have GitHub credentials. Yeah. While fetching the GitHub data, we need to provide the client ID and client secret because we were registered an application, right? So I need this one also. So where is that? Get me the file. I think in the app credentials folder. Copy that. Keep it in my app folder because I need the credentials as well in the app folder. I'll paste it. Okay. So credentials we have client ID, client secret, and that's got resolved here. Client ID, client secret. Okay. Actually, it's not supposed to be just search profile because it must be the same name as an action. That is pretty easy for us to understand. So action, what you do, get profile data. So copy service name also. I'll make get profile data, and for repos also get repos data. Same action name I'll give it for my service, and same action name I have to give it for the FX as well. Okay. So get profile data is fine. Get repos data is also fine. Okay. So now what's the next step? So service ready. Let's start with the FX. FX is a little tricky, right? Yeah, let's close all these guys. Let me start with the FX. Where is FX? fx. Yeah, here you have to inject the GitHub service. Let me inject the GitHub profile service, private GitHub service of type GitHub service, and you have to create an effect just like load customer. Can we grab load customer effects because it contains full of statements? No, evening batch NGRX. We just did it. No, SRC app FX customer effects. Yeah, same like that. Let me copy the same story of it. This one. Copy that as it is, and here let's paste it. But it's not load customers. It is something else. So where is my action name? So as per action name, it is action name will be get profile data. Yeah, that's the action. Get profile data. So of type import statement is missing. Control Alt Enter. Sorry. Control Shift Enter. No. Arre, Alt Shift Enter. Okay. Alt Shift Enter. Got it. This will be also same. Okay. Map import statement. Alt Shift Enter. Catch are also same. Yeah. So here of type what GitHub actions we didn't import. No. Yep. So let's say import star as GitHub actions from dot slash component slash action slash GitHub actions. Okay. Previously customer actions. Now GitHub actions. So this will be what GitHub actions dot get profile data. No. Get a profile data. Get profile data. Okay. So then you will yeah. So get profile data actually takes some data. No. GitHub profile data. Okay. When you call this, um, you need to provide something here. Get profile data. I think here it get GitHub username. Where is that? Same name. In the action. See, wait. In the action, you provide some. Yeah, there's some props. Copy. Same props you provide over here to send it to the service, that is GitHub service dot get profile data and provided GitHub username. Okay, it's going to fetch data, and after you fetch data you receive back the profile data. So that will be just profile. So this will be GitHub actions dot get profile data success, and you're gonna put it the profile. Sorry, it's a GitHub get profile data success. You receive a profile there. Okay, and here GitHub actions dot get profile data failure. You receive the error. I think that's fine. It's a long story. Yeah, that's for profile data. Let's make a same story for repos data. So get repos, same name, action, get repos data copy. Here get repos data. Fine. Here also get repos data, get username. So get repos data function call. You receive back all the repos. So get repos successful. So you're gonna send it repos as a response to the. I mean, I have to send repos as not repos, repos. An error. So get repos failure. I made a mistake here. It is get profile failure. It's a profile data success, profile data failure, profile data, repos data success, repos data failure. Correct. So now, as per the diagram, fx also ready. So fx ready, store ready, everything is ready. Let's you have to dispatch an action. Correct? See here, I think not there. If you go to notes, diagram, yep. So component is ready, action ready, reducer ready, store ready, this ready, this ready, this ready, everything is ready. So what I have to do is I have to type something in the view and click on an event called search, and my component has to. I have already made a function, right? So in that function, I have to dispatch an action for profile and both. Okay, so let's go to GitHub app component here. Here I have to just check once. I have to just check if this dot GitHub user is not is equal to undefined and GitHub username is equal to empty. Okay, if it is equal to undefined or empty, I'll just make an alert, something like please fill in the fields. Otherwise, you can write a proper Angular form validation. So please fill in the fields. I'm just writing a basic search like this, and then else you do the real dispatch. Dispatch means what? You have to they get the store once, inject the store. So store of type store. Here just say state, the global state of application, that is this pressure key and all, and let me import actions. Import star, array, import star as GitHub actions from dot slash I think dot slash action slash GitHub actions. Let me get the reducer as well. So import star as GitHub reducer from dot slash reducers slash GitHub reducers. Done. So now let me what? Let me dispatch an action. So dispatch an action to get profile data. Okay, and same thing for okay, and repose data. Okay, then dispatch actions to get data. Fine. So this dot store dot dispatch. What is action? Action is GitHub actions dot get profile data is my function. And here you have to provide something, right? GitHub profile data expects a property called GitHub username. So I think you have to provide in this way. GitHub profile, GitHub username will be this dot GitHub username. I think that's fine. One more you have to call, that is get repos data. Fine, super. So when you fill in the fields, I mean when you fill in the form and when you click on a search, it will dispatch an action. So as per the diagram, I tell you, where is diagram? Yeah, you fill in the details and click on search, dispatch an action. As per the action, get the effects with the services, get data. As per the reducer, put in the store. So let's see when you click on search in my store, data is there or not. Okay. See now, if that is there, then next process is simple. Okay, redux init raw data, just empty as of now, right? Everything is empty, but GitHub username to be full, profile to be full, repos to be full. Let's see. So I just type my name, click on search. Yes, it dispatch failure, repos failure, profile data failure. Some errors come, console, something wrong. 404 not found. Why? Something is wrong. Here actually it's not getting the username. It's giving some object users slash this name to be provided, no? But why is taking an object here? I think Some problem with the where does this getting called in the fx. Okay, let me go to fx. Something wrong in this fx. Maybe this GitHub username is a problem. I think you have to get the I think you get the action here, action, and I think from here just say action dot GitHub username. Correct? I think this is fine. Okay, okay. Action you get here and just say action dot because this action receives the property, no? So inside action that property will be there. So that's correct. I think that's the last fix. Yeah, check it out. Let me try another time. Repose redux initialized raw data state is where is my state? Refresh. Yeah, data is there. That's fine. And now let me try. So search. Click on search. Yep, now successful. Profile data repos called successful. So once you go there, yes, you got a username also received through my form. Profile data received, and also in the last you have to see repos also received. When you see the chart, you completely understand the flow. See here, oh, it's a very big chart. Okay, see GitHub profile data. You can receive all the profile data, login, avatar, URL, everything. Okay, and also here repos data. There are almost 19 repos, 20 repositories received. Okay, public repositories, right? So these many. So we receive everything from the backend, and this data display very simple, no? Display is very simple. Only thing is we have to get data from NGRX and display and all. That's pretty easy. So what I do is go to app component. Let me keep the local variable to store my data. So how we used to do earlier, let me grab it my evening batch fundamentals from their GitHub profile search. src app components GitHub app. Yep. When you see the component file, okay, here it is. Um, yeah, these things, right? GitHub profile you have to get, GitHub repos you have to get, message you have to get. Yeah, these three copy, go to here and paste it. Yeah, those are like empty. Control Alt Enter. Yeah, done. So you have empty variables. So this is supposed to get data. So when you receive data is um, when the form submission or um, when the page load. No, when the form submission. So I think can I write here? Get state data from NGRX store. How? So this dot do one thing. Let me import reducers and all. Yeah, reducer already imported. So this dot store dot pipe inside select. I just provide what GitHub reducer dot GitHub feature key. Let me just provide the feature key dot subscribe. So you receive the data. That data contains everything about the store. Yeah, data. So I say local what? GitHub profile required, repos required, error message required, and loading also will make it. Okay, so public loading of type boolean, nothing, just empty. So this dot GitHub profile is equal to data, not data man. It's just take the state. Okay, yeah, you just say state dot GitHub profile. That's fine. And this dot GitHub repos is equal to state dot GitHub repos. Done. And this dot error message, if you have this is state dot error message. Perfect. And this dot loading is equal to state dot loading. Perfect. So you receive the whole data from the store now. See, there is no service involved, only store is involved. Okay. And so let me display the data in my HTML. So HTML, how to display is, let me grab the entire story from the previous application. When you see the HTML, yeah, you have configured in what? You have configured the profile data in this way, the post data in this way. Copy. I think where it is, somewhere outside completely. Yeah, this for repos data and profile data. And in the GitHub app profile and these guys just common. App profile and repos is common. I mean, this is just dummy, right? Only thing is you have to get data in the parent. So they're all just to receive data from the parent. So just grab those guys and replace directly. So profiler, card, details, response, these things simply replace in the components. See, in my components, this one, this one, this one, this one. Okay, I'm gonna delete now. Let me paste it one more time. The actual data contains. Okay, so now this error should go. Yeah, error is gone. Actually, these things are pretty common, right? I think that's fine. Okay, let me try now. Fail to compile. What's the problem? Let me restart the server. I think I removed the things. No, that's the reason. I removed the components. No, let's do npm start and then we'll fix it. Yeah. In the meanwhile, let me get the spinner data also. Uh, NGRX fetch data from HTTP SRC app uh, components customers HTML. Yeah. So how to get the spinner? Simply copy this spinner code copy and we'll make it. Yeah, it's successful, no error. Yeah, super. So successful, no error. I got it. And when I say my name, so click on search, I got data. That's pretty super. But one last thing is we didn't get the spinner. I have already just copied the spinner, and where we display spinner is in my HTML somewhere here. I'll paste it and I'll make a condition for these guys uh, and and not loading. You display that, and also this guy if and not loading. Okay, so let's
How
say
are child component getting data?
wait one second. I say MDO, click on search. Yeah, got data. Fine. Okay, good question. So I got data. That's fine. Application is working. But thing is, what I'm doing is in the parent level, I did a search parent box. I mean, as per the diagram, this one in the parent GitHub app, I search for a data. So I got data, and that data I provide to the child. Okay, and I just pass to the props I received. But one way you can actually do is see data I pass to the child here through props. See here I pass to the child, and that is received using at input, and that is again passed to its child, and that again received through at input, and that's display. But actually, this type of structure not required when you deal with NGRX, because when you deal with NGRX, all are at the same level, even though it says parent and child, but same level because even the last GitHub profile component also can have direct access to the store, right? So this can receive the data directly from the store. Okay, so that way you do. Okay, instead only the parent component can receive data from the NGRX store and pass to the child, or else you everybody can wherever you want to display that data can directly receive data from the, I mean, this component can directly receive data from the store and get it. Okay, it means you can actually do one thing is instead of providing the data to every guys like this, actually what I have did is in the component I have receive data from my parent level only and pass to child. Instead, you can do this for each and every component wherever you want to display data. I think in the card, it's a card, okay, profile card, profile details, and profile repos. So wherever you wanted, here I want to get the profile information. Here I want to get the what the profile information only here only. So this guy get data directly from the NGRX store, and here also get only repos data from the store. Okay, so it means you have to write this line of code in the profile card as well as uh, the, I mean, repos card. Okay, can you try that? Okay, just try that because you get some idea how to get directly data from instead of getting from the props, how to get data. Very simple, man. Just I just wanted you to try that. Okay, so you have to get actions and reducer. I think no action also required, only just reducer because we have to just fetch data, no action triggered. So this fetch data from there and display. Okay, try that, it will work. Same story. Okay, so now the application is running perfect. And the next example goes to be, one second, I think in the morning batch what to discuss. Almost we are reaching to the e-commerce application. Yep. So next example goes to be the routing with modules because we have not discussed. Yeah, one by one level we have come with the NGRX. So multiple previous example what load customer just one component through NGRX to receive data from server, right? And now we also receive data from server using NGRX, but not one component to multiple components. Now one more thing is something even next level. What about modules? So every module level till now we have only one store, one effect, correct? So when you have a modules concept, so every module will have root level one store and effects. Every module also will have store and effect. Okay, so how to configure that module level with NGRX? If you know how to configure with module level NGRX, you can develop any kind of application because that this module level is the last one, right? And then we also develop an application called Big Basket. The same Big Basket application what we develop using the Angular fundamentals module, same Big Basket. Backend is common, backend is exactly same, and only front end we just add a NGRX for that. And what is the benefit been when you do here? In Big Basket, modules concept will come because the product is a module. No, we make a modules concept, and extra is CERD operation. So till now we discuss only get request, get data from server. GitHub also, load customer also, and even routing also get only. We just get data from there and display in a page. But only hardy thing is routing concept. So here in Big Basket, everything covers. Whatever NGRX story we discuss, everything covers in Big Basket. Okay. So complete CERD operation. So how to see till now we only discuss how to get data from server using FX. So later we'll see how to send data to server using NGRX and how to delete, update and all with NGRX. So complete CERD operation with NGRX we'll see. And this is a final one with NGRX example. And then we have to start with the e-commerce application. Okay, so here authentication will be there, everything, every concept what we discuss in this, it also comes here, including authentication, form validation, everything. Okay, and then we'll see the Angular testing and the other modules like prime Angular and material, Angular material kind of. Okay, and that's batch end. I think hardly another 15 days. 15 days, too much. Okay, because only this application takes 10 days. So that way I'm taking. Yeah, so that's fine, and thank you so much. And please try that, okay? Each child has to receive data directly from the store and get it, okay? And wherever required the conditions, you make it ngif and all, okay? And you can also try that way. And I'm getting only one spinner, right? Just see here. When I say something called Google, and I click on search, I just got one spinner. I think Facebook search. Yeah, one spinner. But if you are getting for every component level, here one spinner, here one spinner, here one spinner. So three spinners will come. Okay, try that way. Okay, so that's fine. And tomorrow we're gonna start with modules concept with NGRX. And if time permits, I think no time. Next day only we'll see big basket, because tomorrow that's a huge setup with the modules and all. So we'll see that. So thank you so much for joining, and we'll meet tomorrow, Monday. It continues from Monday again. Right. Thank you.